Hello and welcome to this session of international marketing strategies. Today we are in module 2 and we will be doing grouping international markets, and there are quite a few things under grouping. So we will see the first aspect today. First one is you need to understand what is a trade bloc. Trade bloc is between few governments. They come to an agreement, okay, and what kind of agreement do they come up with? They say when trade is concerned, we should not put any blocks, we should not impose any tariffs, we should not we should let very free trade. Like this, there are agreements between countries, sets of countries, and that is called a trade bloc. Very popular one are North America Free Trade Agreement, European Agreement, SAARC. All these are few countries coming together, Asian countries, American countries coming together, and they agree upon certain trades, bilateral regulations. Instead of bilateral means between two countries. If trade blocks are there, between all those countries which are there in the trade bloc, together they agree upon certain terminologies, certain set of working conditions. For example, if there is a patent, they will say, okay, we will together agree upon this patent. Quality aspects. If you accept one quality standard, even we will accept. So like that, they have certain common rules and regulations which makes trading much more easier. Okay, so you can go through these definition. Intergovernmental agreement where trade barriers means imposing taxes and other charges which will make the product costlier. Okay, import duties, you would have heard of those. Export duties, all these things are trade barriers. We have one separate aspect for trade barriers. When we cover that, we will go into these specific details. So trade blocs can stand, they have an agreement. So North American Free Trade Agreement is one such agreement. European Union, they have EFTA. We'll go into EFTA today. So there are various levels of trade blocs that is coming together. One is free trade area. They all commonly have one area called the free trade area and produce products there and consume it. Another thing is customs union. So they don't have customs duty and other charges that they levy between these trade bloc countries. They consider with even though there are geographical boundaries, they consider it as a common market. Why? For economic benefits. Because every time you consider, especially in Europe, all the countries are very small. So for each geographical location, if you are going to have separate tax, then it will become too expensive. So they consider as one total trade bloc. Let us see today what is EFT. So this is European Free Trade Association. European Free Trade Association, EFTA. What is this? It is an intergovernmental organization. And what is it existing for? To promote free trade. Who are the member states in this? Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Switzerland. Okay. They don't have any political integration. These are only for trade. Okay, so they have common, as I mentioned, they have certain common understanding for trade tariffs, then for intellectual property, and so on and so forth. So EFTA Council is the highest governing body of the European free trade economy, and all the states, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland, meet as the ambassador level, and they take the decision. Each member state is represented, and then they concisely together they take decisions. What is EEA? European Economic Area. It's established in 1994. It gives equal rights and obligations for all the EEA countries. What is EEA country? It's about 27 European member states. European Union consists of 27 member states plus these Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Switzerland is anyways there in the European Union. So what is this EFTA and EU? EFTA members are not a part of EU Customs Union. EFTA states are not a part of EU Customs Union. They negotiate trade deals separately. As a bloc, they have negotiated with 26 free trade agreements. So these 4 countries negotiate with the 26 other countries of the European Union. So what happened now from the European Union? Now there is an exit. British is getting away. So the United Kingdom, UK, now is out. As of January, they are already out. So what the EFTA states are doing now, they are reworking as to how to do trade with UK. Whether we should have tariffs or not, what kind of currency we should use, okay, banking regulations, intellectual property regulations, all the other things they are reworking on how to do business with British. Since British have come out of the European Union blocks, trade bloc. So what is this EFTA convention? There is a trade in goods. Okay, trade, first aspect what they do is trade in goods. Like that they have about 7 or 8 headings. We'll see about 3 or 4. What is it that they have agreed upon for EFTA under trade in goods? First is, we are talking about trades. We are talking about a bloc. Bloc means, trade blocks means trade friends. All these countries come to an agreement. So first we are talking about EFTA. That is European Free Trade. In European Free Trade, who are all the members? There is another union called the EU, European Union. How do they do business with them? Right? There are 2 organizations, EFTA and EU, how they do business. In the process, there is one country which is getting out of this, which is Britain. So all these things are very dynamic. So how they are coping up with these things and how they keep promoting trade in spite of all these administrative or political exit and differences. Okay. Trade in goods. So for goods, what are all the agreements that they have come together with? Providing a free trade in industrial goods. Okay. Fishing, marine products. Improved market access for agricultural product. Market access for agricultural product means, supposing all these 27 states, between the four countries, they shouldn't have any problems in accessing the market. That means there shouldn't be levied charges to get to Liechtenstein or levied charges to get into Iceland, like that. Include trade discipline, establishing rule on customs and origin matters. So what is this, what kind of duties? Either they will decide there are no duties at all, or if there are duties it should be common. Okay, so all these things they will have a consensus and do according to the agreements that they have come together with. Service and investment. So under this, that was for goods. Now this is for service and investment. EFTA convention provides for general liberalization of trade in services, in investments among EFTA states. Okay, so from Liechtenstein you can go and invest in Switzerland banks. From Iceland you can borrow from Switzerland banks. Like this, capital movement of funds, of investments, of services. Okay, so one strong economy will be helping the others to come up, because you have access for services and investment opportunities. A small firm from Liechtenstein or Iceland can go and set up a unit in Switzerland, like that. Next is land air transport. For this, what are the various agreements that they have? Special rules govern liberalization of trade in services, investment, areas of land transport. So you can buy land, set up organizations. And then air transport, you have to pay charges when you're crossing international borders. So here since they have defined as one, there is no international, it will not be considered as passing international borders. Clear? See, supposing Indian Airlines is operating, if Indian Airlines, you would have read this many times in the newspaper, that Pakistan Airways is blocked for Indian Airways for political reasons. So they have to take their route through the Arab countries. So these are all the aspects if we are in international trade. Since these 4 countries have come together and then they have signed, they don't have these aspects in road and air transport. Okay. Intellectual property, another very important thing. Supposing there is a new patent in Switzerland, okay, that patent will be accepted as thing even in Liechtenstein, even in Iceland. It's a very important thing, intellectual property. So the convention defines the area of intellectual property to which it shall apply, and specifically include substantial provision as regard to patent, design, geographical indications. So if there is for example, Liechtenstein has patented their apples. Okay, Liechtenstein apples. It will be accepted by the others also, internationally. Accepted by these 4 countries also. They will also apply on behalf of Liechtenstein to the World Trade Organization to accept that geographical indication, like that. Furthermore, the convention specifies certain multilateral agreements in the field of intellectual property. Intellectual property is a huge area. It basically defines who is the owner, whose property it is. Okay, so they have come to an agreement and have these rules and regulations, agreements between all the. So when their lawyer, they will have is fighting, they will have a common regulations for representation. Other areas of EFTA coming together. Government procurements. Okay, so if Iceland is buying something and if they are floating a tender, it will be supported by all the other 4 countries. Government procurements, movement of person, social security, mutual recognition of diplomas. This is important. Like when a person is going from one country to another country, you don't have to take visa. You have now Schengen visa. Each country has now in Europe has said, okay, entering in and entering out each country, tourism is getting affected. So they all came together and said for all the countries, one visa stamping is enough, and that is, so they call it Schengen visa. So like that, they come into various technical barriers to trade. So there is a competition and public undertaking of monopolies and state bids. So if all these 4 countries together can compete, if there is an African roadways or Indian roadways or Indian airlines that has to be, I think all these 4 countries together can represent and bid for a takeover, okay, or can together pitch an airlines and then say this is at the competition. So they have these agreements between these countries on all these areas, okay, technical, movement of person, government procurement, intellectual property, all these areas they have, which is why it is called as a trade bloc, European Free Trade Agreement between the countries. So we have seen one aspect today. There is a American free trade. All the free trade are the same. Why do they come together? They come together to promote trade. Which are the countries that came together? 4 or 5 countries. What do? They help each other. How will they help each other? By not posing trade barriers, by not imposing taxes, by opening up their borders, okay, by accepting each other's intellectual property. These are common standard things. Whichever free trade, you can write these answers. Okay, right. So after this, where do we go? We will see some statistics. Okay, what are the various okay, this is very important. What happened after EFTA started, European thing started? It started in 60s. So what happened after that? So first Austria, Denmark, Norway, Portugal, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, all of them together established FTA. After 10 years, what happened? Iceland became a member. In 72, Denmark, UK leaves it. Okay. In 85, Portuguese leaves. 86, Finland leaves. 91, Liechtenstein leaves. Like this, what all happened over the period of time, okay, is recorded here. How they formed the European Union separately and all those things. Right. Next is, this is 2018 statistics. Economic indicator, 2017 statistics. Economic indicator, GDP, okay, per capita, volume growth in GDP. This is total GDP. Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Sweden. Right? This is the per capita. Volume growth, how much they have grown from year to year. Export merchandise, import merchandise, export service, import services, total trade balance. Okay, so if you look at these 4 countries, the GDP, Iceland, okay, how they have grown over the years. If you compare it, then you would. These are the advantages of coming together. Okay, so volume growth. So on a year-to-year basis, they have 4%, 2% volume growth. GDP volume growth. Export, again, how much they have grown compared to. So total trade as per GDP, Iceland about 88, Liechtenstein not available, Norway 69, Switzerland 119. So if you look at these indicators and compare it between 3 or 4 years, you will know how each of these country on these are the parameters. Screening of international marketing opportunities. These are the basis on which you screen opportunities. GDP per capita is growing fast. Volume is growing fast. Exports and imports are healthy. Okay. Criteria for selecting. So like this, they have parameters. Growth parameters. And you compare these parameters over 5 years, 3 years. Then you will know how effective the EFTA is. So this can be one of your project work. You will be starting to do your project work, and for the first semester you should do a project work which is based on secondary data. So these are excellent topics to take. Effect of EFTA on Liechtenstein's economy, or growth parameters in all the countries after joining EFTA in the past 10 years. Like that you can take topics and execute it. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll go on with North American Free Trade Union. Thank you.